What's up, you guys? I am Chibi Joe, and I am here with another anime review. This one about my teen romantic comedy, Snafu. There's another name it goes by. I can't remember it, and I'm not looking it up. So, this is a really fun, actually what I would consider a somewhat realistic anime in terms of teenagers and like the different archetypes of the characters. And yes, there is like anime antics, and like they still have to hit all the romance anime trope checklist. But outside of those, it actually feels very organic, very realistic. And you know, I fall in love with all the characters. Even the characters that are like seen as like bad characters, like the antagonists, like Hayato, and characters like that. You still really love them. Like, I kind of feel bad for, like, Hayato is one of, like, the more negative characters. That he keeps on finding himself depending on Hikigaya, even though he absolutely hates him. And you feel bad for him because it's like, he's not like this by choice. He feels like he has to because of who his family is. And same thing with, like, Yukino and Haruno. Like, they feel like they have to be that personality in order to deal with their lives. And Hikigaya is the same way. Like, everyone is the way they are because they feel like they have to be that way. And I feel like that is the most realistic depiction of how teenagers think, and even adults, you know. Obviously, like, I'm not always really casual and all that stuff. A lot of times I'm actually fairly, you know, I can be very serious if I need, you know, if I need to be. But in high school especially, I felt like I had to be who I was in order to get by. And I mean, that changed as I got later in high school and stuff like that. But in here, like, you know, Yukino is very serious, very straight-laced, very, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. I feel like I needed to do this. And she didn't. Hikigaya felt like he needed to handle everything himself, that he needed to take the fall for everything because he was already alone in the beginning. So him taking more hits and stuff, that's not going to make any differences to him because he's always taking the hits, whether he wanted to or not. So him choosing to is almost honorable to him. And I find that just fascinating. Of this random 3-season anime that I watched turned out to be one of the most realistically done romance anime that I have ever watched. The music is okay. I really won't say anything's really special. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. There's not really anything like super special about the music in this anime. Even like the intros and outros are just kind of okay, yeah, they're nice. The first intro was probably the best if I was to have to pick one. The acting is great, especially Hikigaya whenever he does all these monologues, all these philosophical monologues. And the cool thing is he doesn't really lie or is completely incorrect in terms of why people do what they do. Like, it's a very good insight of like teenager psychology. And the actor who played Hikigaya doing all of those monologues and all the goofy stuff and like you know, the differences in how he interacts with people at school and how he interacts with his sister, and even if you even want to go further down to that, how he interacts with Yui and Yukino, people that he considers more acquaintances, and then interacts with people he doesn't really necessarily like Hayato and I can't remember some of the other ones, Tobe. And it's just absolutely fascinating to look at the psychology of all that and look at how well done the acting was to perceive these more complex emotions that are really hard to convey even for an amazing actor. Similar to, and I'm kind of taking lines from Sea-Dog VA, similar to the scene with Scar at the end of Lion King where he's trying to maintain that sense of power, Scar is, and he's hyperventilating, he's trying to calm himself down, and So it's a very organic and very relatable feeling, and that's how pretty much all of Snafu was. It literally felt like I could see all of these kids being real people. Now, yes, there is like anime antics and tomfoolery, but whenever they got away from those and they just did character development interactions, holy shit, it was so well done. And there's not like a whole lot to say about the anime other than just gushing over how well it was written. Like I said, the music was very disappointing. The acting was amazing. The writing was spectacular. The designs of the characters were like really well done, and my favorite part was there was consequences to everyone's actions. You may not see it immediately, but eventually it'll come to bite you in the ass. For example, they go to this summer camp for kids to basically be like counselors, and kind of help out where they needed to be. And they help this little girl, kind of, and later on in the last season, I want to say, maybe in the second season, but I'm pretty sure it was the last season, you see the results of that action. And like, the more and more Hikigaya does things to basically hurt himself, you realize he starts to question everything of, am I doing it the right way? Am I doing this the right way? And he comes out and eventually just says, I don't know any other way to do it than this way. And he starts depending on other people. He starts asking for advice. And sometimes he still takes the fall for it, but there's development there. Even him asking for help is a huge development of where he started. And, everybody just needs to watch this anime, even just the first season. Because I wasn't really too sure if I was going to like it or not, because I'm not a very pessimistic person. I usually try to be as positive as I can. But the more I watched Hikigaya's interactions with things, the more I related to him. Maybe not necessarily with what he believes in, but with why he believes it. Bullied, being bullied, being separate, being kind of isolated by a lot of the others in the classroom, not having many, true, honest-to-God friends. And I just relate to that. And I think a lot of people who watched anime growing up and who, did, because, we were definitely in the minority at school. So yeah, I definitely recommend watching this anime. You will, if you were like me, you would relate to Hikigaya. And if you were a bully in high school, you might actually get some insight on what you did to people, on possible philosophies that people formed because of what you did. And most bullies aren't bullies in adults. Most bullies, none of the people that bullied me in high school or that to a point isolated me in high school, none of them are like that anymore. A lot of them lost that habit in high school, like towards senior year. Which they also kind of showed that, where a lot of the bully characters in season 1 aren't bullies and actually are friends with the main cast by the end of it. And when new characters are coming up, when the new first years and stuff, they start coming up. They also they have that attitude that some of the characters had in season 1, so it's full circle that when you move up, you still have that kind of top dog attitude, and it's so good. I mean, I could probably gush over this anime. I think that's why I'm gonna rate it an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Things that are really against it, sometimes they pause a mood. And a lot of anime does this and doesn't make it right. It still annoys me no matter what anime does it. Whenever you have a really tense mood or a really upsetting mood and they try to make it funny. And it really pisses me off when they acknowledge it. Wow, that ruined the mood. And it's yeah, it did. Fuck you. That always really irritates me. The music, with it being really underwhelming, especially since there was multiple festivals with music, and only like 1 or 2 pieces I actually remember, and the other ones I remember not liking, but I don't remember how it goes. Yeah, just kind of underwhelming on that point, but like I said, it doesn't count too much, so I think 8 out of 10 would be good. Anyways, that's all I have you guys today, so please like this video, comment, like, and subscribe, and guys, I'll see you next time. Have an awesome day.